Okay, I was going to demonstrate the lighting control on a different engine that had a couple of other lights on it as opposed to the Hudson. The big boys have marker lights, number board lights, interior lights, and headlights. Of course, you can control the headlight on and off with the remote, like the Hudson. There's headlight on, headlight off, headlight on. On this particular engine, the interior light and number board light is linked the same. So if you turn on the interior light and turn it off, you actually are turning off the number board lights. Let me turn the smoke off here. And of course, as I don't know if I should before, but you can also turn on and off the marker lights. And all this is all independent. One other thing you'll notice is that on this remote, that right now it's got the indication BAT. That means that the batteries are getting low, so I'll need to replace them or recharge them in my case. Okay, now we're going to run through some of the menu features. You've got this button here for the menu and the engine. In fact, actually, we're going to show you the engine button here real quick. When you select engine, like right now we have the Hudson selected. If we select engine, we can go through here and it will display all of the engines that's currently on the track and powered up. Right now we only have the Hudson on, so it's listed as the only one. And it has a line item there that says inactive engines. That means all the other engines that I have programmed into my remote are not being recognized by the TIU. Some of these are actually lash-ups that I've created. If I want to run the Hudson and the new Mallet I'm working on together, I can control those two together. So there's a number of ways to control. But for instance, if we start off here and you want to go to the Challenger, which is what this one is, tell you engine not on track, I'll need to put another engine on to show you how that works. But basically, it's to switch control from engine to engine is as simple as hitting the engine button, rotating down, finding the engine you want to hit, then pressing the rotary dial, and you are immediately in control of that next engine. Now, you've got some other options right here on the soft keys, where you have the setup button, which allows you to add new engines to the remote, edit an engine, like you can edit the name, or even the number location that is programmed on the remote, and you can also delete the engine. The other thing here is you can press the all button. Now this is a feature that I do sometimes use when I'm backing all my engines up. If you press the all button, you now are going to send commands to every engine that's on the track that you want all engines to respond to 1 scale mile per hour. They will all respond. If they're going 40 miles an hour, they will slow to 1. This is a very useful feature when you are going to back them up. Back them up for the day, that is. Okay. Alright, let's go back to just the Hudson itself. Alright, next we're going to go to the menu option. When you select menu, you have four menu options, four menu selections. You have sound, control, system, and advanced. I'm going to go through the sound real quick. Bell volume. You can independently control the bell volume on the engine. And you can, with the rotary dial, you can turn it down to the desired level all the way to off, so that you will never hear the bell volume, the bell. You can turn it back up. When you're done, you hit the rotary button, and then that saves the entry. The horn. Same thing. You can control it all the way down, all the way to off. Rotary dial to save it. Engine sounds, same thing. That's the chuff and all of the air compressor sounds and everything. Send it quiet, turn it back up. Accent volume. This is for all the cab chatter that you hear, all the people talking and the voices and everything. If you don't want to listen to them, you can come here and you can turn them off. Chuff rate. For whatever reason, if you think that it's making too many chuffs per revolution, which each engine is keyed to give you 4 chuffs per revolution of the driver as it is from the factory. But if you only want to have 1 chuff per revolution, alright, you can save it. When you run the engine, you will only get 1 chuff per revolution. There's the trigger 1. There's the trigger 2. Big difference. Okay, back to sound. Since I like prototypical, we're going to go to 4. But you can also go all the way up to 16 chuffs per revolution. Don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can do it. We'll go back to the 4. Proto chuff. I will have to review this one to remember exactly what this allows, but I believe this automatically will trigger the brakes and some of those other ones. I could be wrong on this. I don't use this feature. So we'll go back. Cab chatter. This is another way to actually turn the people voices off. The brakes. Whenever you're coming to a quick halt, the sound system will automatically trigger a squealing sound. If you don't like that, you can turn that off or set it to auto. The clickety clack was something I described earlier. Custom sounds. I'm not too familiar with this. Don't really know much about it. The Doppler loop. Again, that has to do with the Doppler effects, but there's more to this. Again, I've not really messed with this feature. External microphone. Again, I have not messed with this feature. You can see there's a lot of features to this system. And it comes right back around to the bell, horn, and engine volume. Next, we're going to go to control. You can actually control the smoke volume from minimum, medium, and maximum. So if you're running this thing indoors and you've got an indoor layout and you don't want to produce too much smoke, you can select minimum and keep the smoke output down. Ditch lights. Now this here will control ditch lights on a diesel engine, or will control the firebox lights if you have a steam locomotive. If you select auto, it should, on a diesel locomotive, you should have alternating ditch lights when you blow the whistle. If you do not want the ditch lights to blink when you blow the whistle on a diesel, just select on and they will always stay on. The firebox light will also stay lit constant. It will not flicker if you press this button. Flash, if you press this button, if you have ditch lights, the ditch lights will start flashing and will not stop flashing until you give it a command to do otherwise, like off or on or auto. If you hit flash here, if you have a steam engine, it will start the firebox lights to flash. And let's see if you can actually see this.
I see the conductor checking block again. That's the time to go.
I think you can see the firebox in there. So if we hit on, it makes it consistent. Auto, in this case, has turned it off. Also off.